I just want to say, in preparation for tonight, Tim had this vision, and when they first told me about it, they'd had a few drinks, and I was like, and there's a ballet dancer, okay, and there's a time thing and this, and it was so much fun when I got here and I saw how serious you really were about this. Your enthusiasm inspired me. Just seeing that, there is no doubt in my mind that the collaboration of the two of you, you're going to bring such beauty to this world in whatever you do, artistically, whatever the two of you choose to do. We love you, and here's a toast to this artistic, beautiful collaboration.
Put a lot of thought and ideas into all this, and it just grew and evolved. And so whatever happens tonight, the guy we went, because we talked to him. It's right here. It's that.
My great-grandparents, they homesteaded the farm that I was raised on.
We've got pictures on the wall in the hallway.
I added this on myself, burn on the process of it. So this is the school. I went to a one-room schoolhouse. Walked and I didn't have no damn bus either.
Isn't my bride pretty? Or I guess Tim's bride.
Are you sure?
Is it a pony? Is it an easy bake oven?
I never got one.
I know.
Those of you who've been to high school, and especially in the Midwest, there were several groups. There were the jocks, there were at the time what we called the freaks, and there was Vicki and I in this table right over here that didn't quite fit into any group, and so we ended up in the drama department. I remember being in the car with Vicki. I said to her, Vicki, I'm gay. And she was like, and? And that's when I knew that I had a best friend, because a best friend is somebody that you tell everything to, and they look you in the eye, and they still love you.
So this is the Trinity symbol. So the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and I see God in each one of you. It means love, honor, and protect, and I have never felt so loved and honored and protected. I have two of these, and this is for you and I to have matching, and this is a family tree. And this is close trees shelter each other as a family holds tight in harsh times. Grove of trees shading each other, swaying as one, intertwined and bending toward a beautiful future. So we have matching necklaces. I love you. I love you.
29 years ago, somebody was my best man. Well, it was kind of like a best boy. You would only have known me for like 6 or 7 years because we started playing baseball at 10 or 11. So he got off pretty easy, and now I'm doing all this research, and I've got 35 plus years of information to go through. And so much of it that after a while, I start to realize that I've got more than just a toast. I think I have a book. What I have is, I have the evolution of Tim Kesterman. The first phase of the evolution of Tim began on the ball fields of Olathe, and I call this phase of the evolution the diaper dandy phase. Yes, he was free-spirited, carefree, a dreamer, and a dandy little second baseman. As we moved through the high school years, we could see that it started to get a little mysterious side. Artistic stuff, guitar stuff, longer hair. I call this phase of the evolution the Led Zeppelin phase. Some of us were having kids and working, but Tim wouldn't have any of that. Bandana Tim did a lot of coming and going during this time, working sound for bands, traveling. This phase was long and fun for Tim, and he somehow stayed in touch.
You are the most beautiful bride. You are.
Pretty darn good. This is the very first piece of jewelry that Dad ever gave her.
Can you get it? Can you look at her? That is gorgeous.
That's my wish.
You are so beautiful.
Isn't she pretty?
Here's your necklace, Mom. What do you dress?
Vicki, you should wear that every day.
Yeah. I'm
We should
gonna
all
wear
wear
it
that.
tonight.
So I think I can call this time frame the grumpy old man phase. He wishes and wonders about finding the right girl. Why has this dodged him all this time? This is serious grown-up stuff. But wait, my phone rings one day. Tim exclaims, I have found the girl. The woman I have waited for forever. His voice is different now. He tells me that she is energetic and fun and has so many things in common with him. And now, after a couple years later, he has definitely stepped out of the grumpy old man phase. For the most part, all he talks about now is the girl of his dreams and the love of his life, Vicki.
There. Like that. Yeah. Okay. There.
Which of those?
Portion of those doors, just like a little snapshot of the door.
So it should be.
Do you have thick skin? Yeah, you're so good. She's nothing but Tim and Vicki. Many, many, many years of happiness.
Like that.
Now, inside the Book of Love resides all the most true, beautiful love stories from the beginning of time onto infinity. You've got Romeo and Juliet, Cinderella, Snow White, Harold and Maude. The Book of Love holds all of the truest stories. And so beautiful are these stories, they melt our hearts and they cleanse our souls and they make the world a better place. And some of these stories, well, most of them actually, are just too beautiful to understand unless you actually pass through the gates of love and are given the key by yours truly. All of you know Tim and Vicki. That's why you're here. And many of you have traveled with them through the years. And I think that we can all agree that they deserve this. Tonight, Tim and Vicki will gain entrance through the gates of love, for I have their key. So family and friends, you know this to be true. You cannot seek out love. Love finds you. And your destiny with love is inevitable.
There's really not much I can say about love that most people don't already know. I will say this: it's supremely free, and yet it shackles you and binds you together stronger than the bounds of life itself. Love is magical. It's chemistry that you can't touch, and yet it's very real. It's immature, and it's mature at the same time. It's laughing and jumping on beds together. It's your own selfish desire to completely be unselfish for each other. It's blind and it's one-sided, and it's the only thing that I can think of that anchors directly to your soul. And it's Tim and Vicki sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
The thing I love about Tim is the things that Vicki and I used to do. Tim loves, and Tim does. And they showed me their first video that they made, and I knew, you know how you know in your heart? I knew he was the one. And the thing I loved about Tim, when he was going to ask her to marry him, he called me and said, I've already asked Bob, Vicki's dad, and he said, I want to ask you because you're her best friend and it means so much to me. And he said, would you help me surprise her? And so I said yes. We did the surprise where we were going to be on the beach in Santa Monica, and we had this champagne and everything in this backpack, and we kind of were pretending it was just going to be a picnic, but she didn't know. And Tim's like, almost busting out crying because it's killing him knowing what he's about to do. We get to the beach, and Juan, my partner, Juan and I went over to the Ferris wheel, and I thought this is going to be a long thing, Barely got over to the Ferris wheel, and Tim calls me, he's like, "We're done."
Let's get Vicki and John up here right now. It's perfect time. Let's thank John. Come on.
Do you take Victoria to be your lawfully wedded wife, your constant companion, your faithful partner, to love unconditionally for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Do you promise to always make her laugh, hold her when she cries, jump on beds together?
I do.
Do you promise to always laugh at his stupid jokes, to hold him when he cries, play doctor and nurse together for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
It's my distinct honor and pleasure to be the first to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Timothy and Victoria Kestermont.